Hello. Well, I think that everyone is aware now about what the world is living, no, about this health outbreak, no, and not only about that health outbreak itself, no, but also about how customers are behaving all around the world, no. We have experienced so unexpected behavior about toilet paper, no, basic food like rice, no, something like that. So this is called, this has a name. It is called reverse Bullwhip effect. No. So I want to present you my thoughts about what should be the agenda for tackling this reverse Bullwhip effect. Okay, I want to start first with explaining what is the Bullwhip effect that we all may know. In this case, no, uh, the thing is that in the demand side, in the customer side, you may be like a very stable demand, no, but this stable demand start like amplifying if, if, when the decision of purchasing move downstream, no. For example, no, maybe the distributor, the retailer, no, amplifies the signal of the demand from the customer, and then the manufacturer does the same, and the raw material supplier does the same. So actually, this generates that like a small fluctuation of demand generate a big fluctuation in downward in the downstream part of the supply chain. No, so what generates this? I have in the flight three causes. The first one is lack of downstream visibility. What it means this: if you are a supplier, a raw material supplier, are you not aware about what the actual demand of customers behave? No, you only have you receive the signal from your direct customer in the chain. So if this direct customer in the chain orders you in a very old-fashioned way, maybe in very high batches, no, maybe you will produce it the same way, no. So your signal, your demand signal is distorted because you're not seeing what the customer demand is, and you're only getting the signal from your next from the next entity in the supply chain. Also, you have the effect of operational advantages, no. For example, you're a manufacturer, and it may be very cost effective for you to produce in short batches, no. You will do it then in very large batches, no. And that signal it actually generates like the feeling that you're purchasing maybe, or you want to do it in a very large batches, and that gets toward another part of the supply chain. And also about policies, maybe you plan your orders once a month, so probably that frequency as well reflects the size of your order. So actually that generates as well a distorted signal of the actual demand, no. And then you have these things about opportunity behavior, no. Uh, for example, no, you are in a market that it is a commodity market. Maybe these commodity prices have been reduced in very, very, very high. So in this case, maybe you will take the opportunity and purchase a lot of the raw material, no? And actually, that may generate like a distorted signal toward your supplier, no? So that's all about bullwhip effect, no? I would say that the main cure for this thing is actual visibility, which implies communication and trust. No, we want to also check that in this next effect, the reverse bullwhip effect. In this case, it happened in the other way. No, the customers they send a very distorted signal that does not represent actually their normal demand. No, so you have like generated very high peaks of demand, and these peaks like get dumped when you move towards your distributors, manufacturers, and suppliers. No, Yes, so this is an issue, no? And we have experienced this, as I told you, with the toilet paper, rice, and any other kind of goods that and similar goods, no? So what causes this? Yes, the causes are different as the bullwhip effect. I will say that the first is lack of upstream visibility, no? You're a customer, and you don't know how your supply chain, the supply chain of the product you want to buy, works. Maybe you will make an informed decision. No, you will decide from ignorance, which is very dangerous. No, also, it may be that some entity, maybe a retailer, part of the supply chain, may want to take like a opportunity behavior. No, for example, try to accumulate the stock in his chain in order to generate a sense of the feeling of shortage, and then increase the prices to sell products. No, it is good. No, it is not, but it happens. And then it's about also expectations. For example, if the customer expect that it's going to be a price increase, they maybe want to purchase a lot now in order to get a normal price, no? Also, the expectation of shortage, no? If you are a customer and you think that your supply is not going to be able to fulfill your needs in the short or medium term, you will try to ensure a lot of stock right now and purchase a lot. Then the inability to reach stores. Maybe you trust your supply chains about the availability of products, but if you are in a lockdown, for example, and you think that you won't be able to reach the stores, no, for many reasons, no. In that case, you purchase a lot right now, maybe for a month or yes. And then also, let's think about the same situation, a lockdown. Since you want to reduce the frequency you go out, no, actually maybe instead of purchasing uh, twice or three times per week, you will do it once a fortnight or once a month. So that will increase the quantity of products that you will purchase at a time. And finally, maybe you expect that there is not going to be rule of law, no? Maybe you expect that the society will behave very bad, and maybe riots or also robbery will occur, no? If it's the case, you will want to ensure first the products, no, and purchase a lot in the short term. Okay, what generates this? I would say that there are two main causes, no? The first one is all about trust, no? If the customer, and not only the customer, actually, all the participants in this in the society will say, does not trust the supply chains, the governments, and the society itself. This may happen, no? If the companies that are part of the supply chain are very well known because of their opportunistic behavior, for example, you will not trust them. If the government is a weak government, no, that does not make good decisions, that is corrupt, you will not trust in that government. And maybe in society, maybe you're in a troubled society when you know that people does not care for the others, no. So in that case, you don't trust the society, and maybe you will behave that way. No? And the other thing is that actually maybe these responses are just a recognition of reality. Maybe some supply chains will fail. That's possible. Yes, yes, it is. For example, if you are talking about a product that relies very much in product from this product that relies in overseas businesses, no. For example, in the case that we're living in China at some point, maybe right now, no longer. But yes, that supply chain maybe will fall, no? So in that case, it's just recognition of reality. So because of that fear, you start to buying a lot in the short term. So from a preventive side, I will say that in order to tackle reverse bullwhip effect, you need to work around trust and actually in ways to avoid the failure of supply chains. But from a reactive way, I will say that is only needed to work in the promotion and enforcing of positive behavior in customer supply chains. No, and we have seen that in these cases. No, for example, if you go maybe to a retailer right now and you want to purchase a lot for some products, they will not allow you to do it. No, and they will maybe have generated policies to restrict how much a person can buy. No, and actually you can make several other things to actually to promote and force positive behavior. No? And so I will say that in order to reduce this negative effect of reverse bullwhip effect, no, there are three fronts for attack. First, you need to work in building trust supply chains, governments, and society. This is very hard. No, it is not an easy endeavor, an easy thing to do. No, uh, if you're a weak government, well, you need to work a lot. But in supply chains, yes, maybe you need to be more social responsible. And in society, yes, it's all about education. So it actually it is quite hard to work in this, no. But I would say that a good start, important start for starting this is communication. No, if you're the government, you need to transparently transmit ideas, what is happening in the country, and always speak from the truth. That will help a lot. The second form of attack, I would say that is actually to plan in the case of the failure of these critical supply chains. No, this means that you will need first to identify which are those critical supply chains. Okay, maybe food, no, health products. Okay, maybe not perfume. Maybe maybe very expensive items, packs, I don't know. No, so yes, once you identify those critical supply chains, then you need to make some exercises of saying what if this supply chain fails, no, and actually generate plans in order to avoid that, no. And finally, as I told you before, you need to promote and enforce behavior among stakeholders, no. And this is not only a thing for government. Actually, neither of these three are only for governments. Supply chains need to work on all of this, and even society. No, how do you promote as a person a good behavior during this kind of crisis? No, this is actually a thing of maybe of collaborating between your neighbors. No, talking with them, knowing them, organizing, making organizing between them. No, it is not hard, but actually that helps a lot. No, when this kind of things happens. No, so yeah, that will be those will be the pros that I will suggest in order to tackle the negative reverse will be effects. Thank you very much.